Saint Augustine commentary on Psalm 140 following. The head of their going about, the toil of their own lips shall cover them. Verse 9. Me, he says, the shadow of your wings shall cover, for you have covered me in the day of battle. Them, what shall cover? The head of their going about, that is, pride. What is their going about? How they go about and stand not, how they go in circle of error, where is journeying without end. He who goes in a straight line begins from some point, ends at some point. He who goes in a circle never ends. That is, the toil of the wicked, which is set forth yet more plainly in another psalm. The wicked walk in a circle. Psalm 12, verse 8. But the head of their going about is pride, for pride is the beginning of every sin. But whence is pride, the toil of their own lips? Every proud man is false, and every false man is a liar. Men toil in speaking falsehood. For truth they could speak with entire facility. For he toils who makes what he says. He who wishes to speak the truth toils not, for truth herself speaks without toil. Coals of fire shall fall upon them upon earth, and you shall cast them down. Verse 10. What is upon earth? Here, even in this life, here, coals of fire shall fall upon them. What are coals of fire? We know these coals. Are they different from those of which we are about to speak? For these I see a veil for punishment, those that I am about to speak of for salvation. For we have spoken of certain coals when man was seeking aid against the treacherous tongue. The examples of the coals are added to the wound of the arrows, for I need not fear to say the wound when the spouse herself says, I am wounded with love. Canticles 2:5 in the Septuagint. Then the hay is consumed, and so they are called devouring coals. The hay is devoured, but the gold is purified, and the man exchanges death for life, and begins to be himself too a burning coal, such a coal as was the apostle, who before was a blasphemer and a persecutor and injurious, a coal black and extinguished. But when he had obtained mercy, he was set on fire from heaven. The voice of Christ set him on fire. All the blackness in him perished. He began to be fervent in spirit, to set others on fire, with that wherewith he was set on fire himself. A man full of words shall not be guided upon earth. Verse 11. A man full of words loves lies. For what pleasure has he, save in speaking? He cares not what he speaks, so long as he speaks. It can be that he will be guided. When then ought the servant of God to do, who is kindled with these coals, and himself made a coal of salvation? What should he do? He should wish rather to hear than to speak, as it is written, Let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak. James 1:19. And if it may be so, let him desire this, not to be obliged to speak and talk and teach. I can quickly tell you wherein each one may prove himself, not by never speaking, but by requiring a case where it is his duty to speak. Let him be glad to be silent in will. Let him speak to teach when he must. For when must you needs speak and teach? When you meet with one ignorant, when you meet with one unlearned. If it delight you always to teach, you wish always to have some ignorant one to teach. Evil shall hunt the unrighteous man to distraction. Evils come, and he stands not. Therefore said he, they shall hunt him to distraction. For many good men, many righteous men, evils have befallen, evils have, as it were, found them. Therefore, when the evil pursued the good, that is, our martyrs, when they seized them, they hunted them, but not to distraction. For the flesh was pressed down, the spirit was crowned, the spirit was cast out from the body, yet was not done to the flesh, which might hinder it for the future. Let the flesh be burnt, scourged, mangled. Is it therefore withdrawn from its Creator, because it is given into the hands of its persecutor? Will not he who created it from nothing remake it better than it was? I know that the Lord will maintain the right of the needy. Verse 12. This needy one is not full of words, for he that is full of words wishes to abound, knows not to hunger. He is needy of whom it is said, Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Matthew 5:6. They groan among the stumbling blocks of the wicked. They pray to their head to be delivered from the wicked man and the cause of the poor. These then are they whose cause the Lord will not neglect, although now they suffer hardships. Their glory shall appear when their head appears. For to such while placed here it is said, You are dead and your life is hid with Christ in God. Colossians 3:3. So then we are poor, our life is hid. Let us cry to him that is our bread. John 6:51. But the just shall confess to your name, verse 13. Both, when you shall plead their cause, and when you shall maintain their right, they shall confess to your name. Not shall they attribute to their own merits, or they shall attribute to not save to your mercy. Therefore cease what follows, see wherewith he concludes, the upright shall dwell with your countenance. For ill was it with them in their own countenance. Well will it be with them with your countenance. For when they loved their own countenance, in the sweat of their countenance did they eat bread. Genesis 3:19. Your countenance shall come to them with abundance to satisfy them. Not more shall they seek, for not better have they. No more shall they abandon you, nor be abandoned by you. For after his resurrection, what was said of the Lord? You shall fill me with joy, with your countenance. Psalm 16, verse 12. Without his countenance he would not give us joy. For this do we cleanse our countenance, that we may rejoice in his countenance. 1 John 3:2. Because too blessed are the poor in heart, for they shall see God. Matthew 5:8. He gave the form of man both to good and evil. The form of God he preserved for the pure and the good, that they may rejoice in him, and it may be well with us forever with his countenance.